needs a second date update. He was on a date with Alyssa, and we're going to try to help him out. Hi, Dave. How are you?
Hey, guys. Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. So how'd you meet Alyssa?
She works with my neighbor, so they set us up.
Yeah.
And I've been divorced for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
I have a couple of kids, 12 and 10.
12 and 10.
Yeah.
Boys or girls?
A boy and a girl.
And a girl.
They're great.
They live with you full time. Do you have full custody, shared custody? What does that
Shared.
situation look like?
Just scared.
The 5-5-5 thing?
Yeah.
What's the 5-5-5 thing?
Every other weekend, and then you alternate the other days. So it's like one parent has them for 5 days, and then the other parent has them for 5. And it works out to every other weekend, but I think it varies when you have them on Monday, Tuesday versus Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Kinda.
that sounds hard to keep up
I
with.
know.
It
You've
is.
already lost me.
Everybody I know that does it, I mean, they
Wow.
have to have it on a calendar.
Okay.
Yeah, like an Outlook calendar.
Yeah.
Except
like
this.
Dad has Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then Mom has
Wow.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And then, yeah, it gets wacky.
Yeah, but they say that's the best way to do it as far as so the kids don't feel left out of one parent's life, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I get it. It's just
Yeah.
confusing.
It's too confusing. You keep him. I'll come visit.
Yeah.
That's spoken like a true dad.
Isn't it?
Yes.
Wouldn't it
I'm
be just
kidding.
easier if you did all their laundry?
There's so many amazing dads out there.
I'm just trying to make it easy on you, lovely ex-wife.
Uh-huh.
Dude, I see, like, and that's the thing too. I have friends that are like what Jen is saying,
Yeah.
and sometimes they're like, "Can I just have them the whole week or for the weekend?"
Yes, you
or,
can.
Because it's just too hard to. How are you supposed to plan anything?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Plus with sports, oh,
Yep.
forget it.
All right. So that situation works for you too. You get along with your ex?
Yeah, we're on good terms.
Good.
But, you know, I'm trying to date again. And I've been on a couple, and it's just so weird. But I met one that I felt a connection with. I'd love to see her again, but for some reason, she's not returning my call. We went to dinner. We drank a lot of wine, had a great conversation. I felt like she was flirting with me. Everything was pointing to a second date. So I walked her to her car. I went in for a hug, and she kissed me on the cheek.
Oh, you got a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Do you think
it's a
that's
good
sweet?
sign.
Do you like that? I mean, when somebody kisses you on the cheek, does
Yes.
that just feel like, you know, does it feel like a sweet thing? Does it feel like a dismissive thing? Does it feel like, oh, friendship zone thing?
Not at all.
No, it's nice. It's nice. I think
Okay.
it shows that it's a step towards more intimacy later, you know, but not, you know, a ton of intimacy on the first date.
Okay.
That's the way I read it anyway. Maybe I'm wrong because I haven't heard from her. And I've called and I've sent texts. So I'm just wondering what's going on. I'm hoping you guys can get a hold of her.
Like I feel a blow off would be like the arm hug where you don't even really make contact. It's like
And then
this,
a tap.
It's
Yeah,
the
it's like
side.
How do you feel like the tap? You know, the tap where, you know, they're burping you.
No, Jen. Jeff's talking about like where you're like, oh, hi.
right.
Or like the
Kinda.
side.
The
Yeah,
really
it's
the insincere side hug.
Yeah, it's more of a reach and a tilt.
Yeah, but if I get a real hug and a kiss on the cheek,
Why not on the lips though? If you're feeling the cheek, why wouldn't you just do the lip?
you know, that's a fact. Because the last person who kissed me on the lips, who was just a friend, I ended up marrying her. So
Oh, there you go.
I was
Look
like,
at
whoa, that was okay.
Yeah, but like I feel like if she wasn't like I didn't go in for a kiss, right? So I feel like if she wasn't interested, she wouldn't have like, taken it to that place. Even a kiss on the cheek seemed like more than a hug, you know?
Yeah. Now, did she allude to anything? Like, did you guys discuss potential future plans?
I mean, we kind of closed the night with I'd like to do this again. And she was like, sure.
Yeah, let me seal it with a kiss on the cheek.
Sure.
Yeah.
I hate the word sure.
Sure.
It is not a yes. It feels very open-ended to me.
I think it depends on the tone. I mean, I think when you verbally say it, sure. Yeah, sure.
But
I
see,
think-
you said sure,
What?
yeah. Why didn't you
Sure.
just say yeah?
Just say sure.
It's like-
as in yeah.
Right, but sometimes when I'm like, hey, do you want to go out for dinner? Sure.
Sure.
If I respond to you via text and I say sure with an exclamation point, that is an emphatic yes.
Well, that's the exclamation point talking, though.
Yep.
If you just write the word sure, that is such a cop out.
I can take you or leave you.
Yes.
It's just like fine. Yeah, fine.
Yes.
But it also could be like, that dress is fine.
Right. You're
Well,
right
you
about
gotta
tone.
do it in all caps.
But I
Yes.
still hate
Fine.
the word sure.
F-I-N-E,
know.
fine. All right, we're going to make the call. A second date update continues next. Ways people get blown off when, you try to make plans with them.
Mm-hmm.
Fritch was just railing on sure. Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you either do or you don't. You just half in this.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to go? I don't want to put a gun to your head. We should get together again.
Sure.
Or, hey, let's get something on the books.
Sure.
Right. You're going to call me, right?
Sure.
I'll try.
I'll try is failing with honor. How many people do you know that says, I'll try to be there?
Oh, that's a no.
And then
I
they
say it all the time
actually-
when I'm not going to be
But
there.
that's exactly it. That's failing with honor. That is, I am not coming, but I'm going to let this person think that I'm going to put forth the effort to get there.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I did everything I could.
Yep.
Yeah.
It just wasn't meant to
Didn't
be.
pan out,
No.
no.
When it's working for you, it's a good time. But when it's working against you, I'm a no.
Right. All right. Well, Dave met Alyssa, not through a dating app, but actually through a neighbor of his. Evidently, they worked together, and they had a lovely date, had a lot in common. Dave is fairly new to the dating scene. He's looking to get back out there. He's divorced a couple of years ago. He's got 2 young kids. Not that young. What'd you say, 10 and 12, a boy and a girl?
That's correct.
And he's on pretty good terms with his ex. They got a nice shared custody
5
arrangement.
days here, 5 days there. Mm-hmm.
What's her situation? Does she have any kids?
Yeah, she has kids about as old as mine, actually. She's divorced
Okay.
as well. So we kind of bonded about that, I thought.
No doubt.
Does she have a lot of kids or just like 1 or 2?
She has 2.
Okay.
And then Dave mentioned at the end of the day, she seemed open to getting together again, even though they didn't make any firm plans. But he did get a hug and a kiss on the cheek. And I take a kiss on the cheek as a positive.
Yeah. Unless he was going in for the kiss on the lips and she turned her cheek or vice versa. If you get the turn at the last second,
Okay.
that's a problem. I had a guy once, we were just, it was very, very funny because we were in this really tight situation. And this was a guy that I worked with. And we were in this it was in a bar and things were really tight. And we both turned our heads toward each other at the same time. And no lie, like our lips touched. And he looked at me thinking that I was trying to kiss him.
You totally were.
I was not at all. Not even a little bit.
You sure?
And I was like laughing because I thought it was so funny. And the look on his face, his eyes just got huge and you could tell. He's like, you just kissed me. And I'm like, I didn't mean to.
That's really funny.
I really
I wish I had
didn't.
video of that.
I didn't. I
That would've been awesome.
swear to God, I did not. Yeah.
Well, for some reason, she's not returning any of his texts. So let's call her up and see what's going on there.
Hello.
Alyssa,
Who's calling?
Jeff, Jenn, Fritch, and Tim at Q102. How are you?
I'm okay. Hi.
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 We've heard great things about you.
How? What? How come?
We spoke to a mutual friend. And no, it was all good. He said very nice things. You sound lovely. And we just wanted to meet you and ask if you would have any interest in hanging out with Dave again.
Really? He called you?
He did.
Oh my God.
That's what you do when you're excited about a date with someone. You call your friends and say, hey, I just went on this great date.
On the radio.
Well, it's a weird relationship, but that's what we do for our listeners.
Yep.
Oh.
Are you open to seeing Dave again?
So, do you guys know everything?
I don't know. Is there more to the story?
Now that I'm telling it on the radio, no, not really. It sounds really dumb. I don't know, but so we met through my coworker.
Yeah.
And I had to drop something off at my coworker's house. And when I was there, I asked her where he lived because, you know, when you start liking someone, you need to make sure they don't like live in the house with rats and possums all around it. And
Was that a concern?
You know what I'm talking about. Like, you don't want to date Boo Radley. And he pointed out his house, and I was like, oh, no way. He's one of those homeowners. He's like obsessed with his lawn, and all the yards around him are dead because we've had all this dry weather, and his is bright green and it's manicured perfectly. And
this is Dave's yard.
Dave's yard.
Oh, you need to run the other way, lady.
Right? I know. Danger. It doesn't sound. It's just that, like, either he has a sprinkler system or he's out there with a hose every day and he mows in crisscrosses and the garage door was open. And this doesn't make me sound great.